Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Brother Kelvin Simon to the podium.
St. Mary South, Southside people, can I hear some horns? Southside Massive, we're here. Tonight is your night. The Republic of St. Mary South, that's what we call. Our dear candidate would say that. The Republic of St. Mary South. But a pleasant good night to everybody. We're looking good. We're looking good. We are, on the south side, have always been a special bunch of people. The potential that resides among us is limitless. From agriculture to commercial business, geographically, we are located strategically to be a major economic driving force in Antigua and Barbuda. However, in order to accomplish this feat, we need sound representation. The neglect over the years have been extremely loud. We're fed up. We've had enough. We are fed up of our sidewalks and drains being overgrown with grass. We are fed up of poor infrastructure. We are fed up of our farmers not having enough water for crop production. We are fed up of our youths being neglected. We are fed up of our elderly being ignored. We are fed up of having no sporting development program. We are fed up of not having access to land. We are fed up of no support for small businesses. We are fed up of the same thing over and over and over again. Empty promises. It's time for a change. St. Mary South, it's time for a change. There is hope. We have a candidate, our candidate, one from among us, one who came from the lines of an original South man, the son of Victor Marshall, Mr. Cartwright Marshall. A man who is from among the people and a man who is for the people. A man who understands the needs of the people. Mr. Marshall and the Redeem team have plans to revive, to enhance, to restructure, and to revitalize St. Mary South. Plans to make the South Side realize its true potential. On election day, listen to me well, Southsiders. On election day, we are voting for change. Mr. Cartwright Marshall is the right choice for St. Mary South. Have a good night. I love you all.
Put your hands together. Blessings in the sound. Hold your hand. We finished the Mount St. John's Medical Center because they left it as a shell. A brand new airport that they might try to take credit for today. We ensured and opened 4 5-star hotel properties, 44 local guest houses and small hotels were opened and constructed under the United Progressive Party. We built the transport board, built the Adam building, and I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to come back with some more for you. As I was telling you, our first speaker, she's small, but she's Talawa. She has a passion for service. She's a wife, a mother, a businesswoman, and also a well-known community activist. And let me add, oh, I have been to her business place. She can cook. She bad like a yas. She devotes a lot of time to the senior citizens of the community because she sees them as the foundation and pillars of strength of our society, whose interests and needs she takes very seriously in their golden age. She is in love with her country and will continue to fight for her country because she believes that there's always hope for Antigua and Barbuda. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear you blow some hands. I want to hear you blow some hands. And let me and help me welcome Sister Gladys Potter to the microphone. Let me hear you, man.
It's my mission. I have on wicked people. We don't study evil. All them try to hold me down, I could never crumble. It is my decision to achieve my vision. To be the best I can be. It's my mission. What we say? All the haters they run them. All the jealous they run them. Don't make nobody take your joy. We send fire. Run them. All the haters they run them. All the jealous run them. Don't make nobody take your joy. We send fire. Run them. Run them up. Run them up. When you see we stepping at the place. Run them up. Run them up. Take out the rock and push them out the way. Run them up.
Good night, everyone. Buenas noches a todos. St. Mary's South, thank you for hosting the Redeemed team, the right choice tonight. Brothers and sisters, we are here tonight not only to educate you on the present state of affairs in Antigua and Barbuda and presenting a better option, but also to endorse and support Brother Cartwright Marshall on his bid to represent you in the halls of Parliament as the next Member of Parliament for St. Mary's South. In Brother Cartwright, you will experience a representative with a passion to do right by the people of St. Mary's South. You will find a representative who has the desire, the will, the vision, and is ready to work tirelessly. Love you too. You will find a representative who has the desire, the will, the vision, and is ready to work tirelessly to bring about positive change in St. Mary's South. Let me hear the hands on them. I need to hear the hands on them. Let's go. Brother Cartwright Marshall is the right choice for St. Mary's South. If you believe that, let me hear the hands on them. Residents of St. Mary's South, you are not alone in the problems that you're facing. The lack of proper drains, the lack of proper roads, the lack of community development centers, the underdeveloped communities, the lack of recreational facilities are the same challenges we are experiencing in St. John's Road South. 2 days ago, I was in Golden Grove New Extension. The lack of representation, the lack of advocacy was evident by the condition of the area. The stagnant green water around residents' homes is a testimony to the failure of this present administration. I witnessed that after a little rain, the area gets so bad, vehicles cannot access the roads, leaving homeowners the task of walking in muddy water, sometimes getting stuck, falling down, hurting themselves, damaging themselves. That is wickedness. That is evil. St. John's Road South, do you want a representative who will advocate and fight for you to see to the development of Golden Grove New Extension and Creekside? Then vote for Gladys Potter, the right choice for St. John's Road South. Brothers and sisters, Every constituency in Antigua and Barbuda should have functioning community development center. The burden of not having an area where our students can go to get assistance with homework. The burden of single parents. The burden single parents carry of not having a crèche for their children so they can pursue employment or further their education. The lack of the lack of a center for our seniors to go to. I can't see this with my mic. The lack of a center for our seniors to go to where they can continue to be productive, even sharing their skills. The lack of a help desk where anyone in need of advice has fostered my vision for at least 2 community centers in St. John's Road South. I will work tirelessly alongside community groups and residents to establish functioning community centers, starting with the ISO at the back of the Golden Groves Primary School. That is why Gladys Potter is the right choice for St. John's Road South. Brothers and sisters, a good leader seeks to know the resources, especially the human resources available in St. John's Road South. We are not short on talented, skilled, trained, learned, and knowledgeable people. We have doctors, lawyers, accountants, architects, chefs, welders, mechanics, technicians, artists, stylists, engineers, agro-processors, farmers, fisher folks, yes, me hear you, and more. It is the responsibility of the representative and the administration to create an environment where the people can realize their full potential, can lead in their area of expertise. But instead, we have an administration that is busy at taking care of themselves. St. John's Road South, do you want a representative who will be your voice in Parliament, advocating for whatever concerns you? Petitioning for an environment where small businesses not only strive but soar? Then vote for Gladys Potter, the right choice for St. John's Road South. Brothers and sisters, I mentioned it before and I must mention it again. When you have a minister of government with the responsibility of sports, assuring the baseball community of a plot of land to play their sport, then turn around and without any consultation, use the said land to raise chickens. That is wrong. That is unethical. Hermanos y hermanas, quieren un representante que los respete y luche por sus derechos. Entonces, vota por Gladys Potter. My senior citizens, I feel your pain. I know you're suffering. It is unconscionable what this administration is putting you through in these your golden years. The BM talks about ambitious plans to fund pension throughout 2022. My pensioners, we have heard it before. Now guess what? January 2021, you suffered late payment. February 2021, you suffered late payment. May, April, right through to December, you suffered late payment. Miss Samuel, I heard your cry when you did not see the way to pay your electricity. Mrs. Roberts, not only haven't you received your pension on time, but to date, you haven't received what is due to you from your late husband. Pensioners, do you want a representative who will work, advocate, and fight to see that you get your pension on time? Do you want a representative who will consider and respect you? Then vote for Gladys Potter, the right choice for St. John's Road South. Brothers and sisters, action speaks louder than words. Social transformation received a passing glance in the budget. The mention of social programs to include Grace, Board of Guardians, Happy, PDV Carib, and Uniform Grants, all of which was introduced by the United Progressive Party, is now being watered down by the Labour Party. I have heard recounts of citizens in need who once were receiving a stipend from Board of Guardian, not receiving a cent in over 6 months. I've tried to get assistance from Grace for seniors and shut-ins who are really in need to hear that the program is understaffed and underfinanced. The resources are not available to assist. That's what they told me. Then the present administration talks about caring. Action speaks louder than your disrespectful, insulting words. Do you want social programs that are effective and beneficial to you and not pie in the sky? Then vote for Gladys Potter, the right choice for St. John's Rural South. Leadership matters. Leadership matters. St. John's Rural South, do you want to change for better? Then vote for Gladys Potter. St. John's Rural South, do you want a representative who will be accessible to you, who will consult with you on plans and programs for the constituency and report back to you? Then vote for Gladys Potter. St. John's Rural South, have no fear. Gladys Potter is here. Antigua and Barbuda, have no fear. The redeemed team is here. And by the grace of God, we shall redeem, restore, revive Antigua and Barbuda into a beacon of light on the globe. God bless Antigua and Barbuda. God bless us all. Love you, St. John's Rural South. Love you, Antigua and Barbuda. When the wicked govern, the people mourn and groan. But when the righteous govern, the people rejoice. Rejoicing has been a long time coming, Antigua and Barbuda. UPP is the right choice. UPP SL election corrector. UPP SL election corrector. UPP is the right choice. If you know UPP is the right choice, blow your horn.
The United Progressive Party is proud to bring to you the right choice. The right choice for the constituency of All Saints West. Brother Anthony Smith, make some noise!
Greetings to the wonderful people of St. Mary's South, and to the lovely people of All Saints West, and to the people of Antigua and Barbuda. For all protocols observed, greetings to our political leader, Brother Harold Lovell, an accomplished lawyer, a community man, a man that loves his people. But we're in Bolans. So special greetings to the man of the hour, Brother Cartwright Marshall, the next representative for St. Mary's South. We're getting rid of the wrong Marshall, and we're putting in the right Marshall. She must feel the real sheriff in town. So blow your horn for the real sheriff. Brother Cartwright Marshall! People of Antigua and Barbuda, as I said to you before, I know we're not perfect, but we must always stand on the side of righteousness, truth, and honesty. Antigua must come first. We cannot be like this wicked, corrupt Labour Party. I've even said nastiness. Scandal after scandal is all I know when it comes to Antigua Labour Party. And it must stop. All they use in their time in power to do is enrich themselves and not our people. This operation is to save Antigua and Barbuda from these corrupt people. And it's high time Gaston and his renegades come and tell the people where they get all their wealth from. Then turn overnight millionaires. Some of them couldn't even pay their bills before politics. And what is so hurtful is they brag and boast about it. Imagine he say $30,000, $40,000 a month is little bit of money. You have to be the local Bill Gates if you can say $30,000, $40,000 is little bit of money. But what hurtful is hard-working Antiguans out there. They're laughing on our face when we're working for $2,000 and less a month and we're struggling to make ends meet. But God not sleep. They can get what they deserve. You have our people in this pandemic with no stimulus. Some people can't buy food to eat, and our people still carting water on their head. And this is not the 50s. This is 2022. Granny can't bathe, and Papi can't bathe. We can't invite our friends and families to come and visit us because we have no water in our pipes. And this is a situation from a different age. I remember when I was young, seeing my grandmother cart water on her head, and that's first generation. My mother, father, auntie, and uncle, I used to see them go to pipe, and that is second generation. And now my generation, and we still can't get running water. How can we vote for a government that can't provide the people with the most basic needs? It's embarrassing. And what's going to happen to our children? Because the fourth generation cannot come and be part of this backward practice. This is not the legacy we're leaving for our children. We're not going to vote for these people. And I am convinced that Gaston and ABLP ministers, they hate us. This administration turned tear gas and guns on its people for peaceful protest. And the people will not forget nor forgive you. I hope they remember that. We can't vote for them again. Then tear gas our old people. Then tear gas our young people and our children. And they won't come act like they love us now. Because they look vote. And now vote for them. Gaston, let that sink in. You lied to the people. You lied to us. You told us no one would be forced. Then all of a sudden, people's livelihoods get threatened. People got sent home from work for months, not knowing how they're going to take care of their families. They kicked our children out of schools. Don't give our children any education. No one tell us they love us. People, then they love nobody but themselves. And they keep proving it to us. I move on to a topic that burns me to my core. I was out in the field campaigning yesterday, and I was speaking to an educator who was nearly in tears about the lack of resources in the schools. She told me how teachers have to always put their hand in their pockets to help our children. And then we have teachers who went on to further their studies and still can't get an upgrade up to now. And what burns me most is our children, because this government spends 70 million plus on e-books, and our children still can't get proper online learning. A highway robbery that. This government and Captain E-Books, people remember the name, Captain E-Books, spend 70 million plus on our children still struggling to learn online. But Captain E-Books spend our money. People, you smell the self-enrichment? All right. Captain E-Books procured over 6,000 old outdated tablets with our money. Tablets that are still not being used today. And the scandal may smell wrong from the start. We told them don't do it. But that is what you call corruption. No proper consultation. And Captain E-Books, he is not expert in any none at all. But he spent our money, 70 million plus. But I'm telling him, Captain E-Books, that is your legacy in the Ministry of Education. 70 million plus, and our children still suffer. and the people not gonna forget what you do. To the labor rights, I want to say to you, I know this is not what you voted for. You can't support one family alone making all the money in this country. With our resources, labor rights, it's time to make that change. It's country over party. My people, but hope is on the way. Because we come in. Employment coming. Opportunities coming. Consistent water coming. Your pension coming early. People, your freedom of choice is coming. Because the United Progressive Party put people first. That's what we are about. That is what we are about. And my people, if you know Gaston and ABLP time up, honk your horn. Then time up. This change would be for good government. The mantra of the United Progressive Party will always be people first. And we stand everything to gain by voting the UPP back into power. And the UPP will be held accountable for good governance because our people deserve it. Deserve it. High time now. But I say, there's no other choice, people. The United Progressive Party is the right choice. We are the right choice to build this country back before it's too late. So we tell them we're the right choice. Anthony Smith is the right choice. Harold Lovell is the right choice. But the Cartwright Marshall is the right choice. The team to redeem is the right choice for Antigua and Barbuda. So I just want to say thank you for listening. It's good to see everybody out, and I love you all. Thank you much.
Yes! Lego in hand! Now hold me! Now touch me! Now trouble me! Let me clap up on it! Yes! Choco! I tell you! Let me hear some hands! Blow your hands! Oh, we getting it ready! We're building up! Yes, man! Oh, but we have a lot to come. We have a lot to come. So let me not waste any time. But somebody just pinch me and tell me that Captain E-Books drive round and round in a white car. A white pickup. No worry. Don't worry at all. You got plenty time for drive round and round because you're not going to be there after the next election. Don't worry at all. Let me welcome our next speaker this evening. Brother Sherfield Bowen, the United Progressive Party candidate for St. Philip South. An accomplished attorney, he has represented many in the pursuit of justice in Antigua and Barbuda and further afield. His expertise in the legal profession is well known and respected by many. He was one of those analysts, experts that schooled the ALP with their budget presentation, giving it a failing grade. He knows how it feels to fight adversities and what it takes to become victorious. He is relentless in his pursuit of excellence and insists in taking that approach with him to his constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear some horns as I bring to the podium the right choice for St. Philip South, Brother Sherfield Bowen.
We don't see skin, we don't see color. We see strength, we see power.
Good night, good night, good night. Honk your hand if you want the top dog on. Honk your hand if you want the rice pudding gone. Honk your hand if you want the whole cabal of them gone. It is time for change. Change is coming. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we are now listening to what they present as a budget. The first thing that you want to recognize from the budget is that it's a lot of money they're talking about. They intend to spend $1,674,000,000. Now, let's just take some time to think about that. Everybody knows $1 million is a lot of money. $1,674,000,000 is 1,674 million. So you take $1 million and you multiply it by 1,674 times. And that, all that money, there is nothing in it for the poor. Nothing for the poor. Nothing for the increased price and cost of living. No redress for that. Nothing for COVID testing. The people who are poor cannot afford to pay for COVID testing. They have to choose between paying rent or pay for their COVID testing. They have to choose between buying food to pay for the COVID testing. They have to choose between how they send their children to school to pay for COVID testing. But these people, they don't care. You see, here is how they talk about themselves. The top dog in talking about his wife, he said, she's not yet 30 and she's already a millionaire. And when he talk about his son, he said, you're all going on like if you're making $30,000 to $40,000 a month is a lot. Compare that to people who are making $1,600 a month and they have to live. I said to you that this Redeemed team and this United Progressive Party will have a change in perspective. Budgets will be created and crafted with the poor in mind. They'll be thinking about the cost of living and do something about it. They will be thinking about the cost of petrol and do something about it. They will be thinking about all the hardship that the people experience and do something about it. You see, a budget is just a policy. You form your policy and you create the budget to suit your policy. So if your policy is about self-enrichment, then the budget is going to reflect that. And in order for them to take money out of the treasury, they make these big budgets, big budgets, because here's what they will do. When it is time to make a deal, they just get to their favorite people, some friend, some family, some crony, and they will buy something, but triple and quadruple the price. I had an opportunity to look at a contract for a concrete plant. Now, the first thing to consider, why does the government need a concrete plant? Why could they invest that money on the roads, in healthcare, in clinics, in schools? But they want to buy a concrete plant because in procurement, that's where they can put all the increased revenue. And in that concrete plant contract, $5,725,000 paid for immediately. Whereas all the things that the poor need, the things that people need, have great needs, they are relegated to the back. It is time for change. It's time for change. You see, in this constituency, two people are going to come to you. Two people are going to come to you for your vote. You have to make the choice. You have to make the right choice, because one of them is about self-enrichment. That's the ethos of that organization. And one of them is about serving the people. So you have to make the right choice. You have to choose the one who wants to serve you, who have no further interest but just to serve you. Water situation. We have had perennial water problems. Perennial water problems. If the government cared sufficiently, it would have been solved. It would have been solved a long time ago, as quick as fast as the Bible concrete plant. They would have bought the necessary equipment for the water without any inflated prices. They'll just buy it because they're interested. I'm saying to you that the United Progressive Party is the kind of party that will put people first and will look about the needs of the people first and will take care of the needs of the people first, because this party is not about self-enrichment. It's about service. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have choices. You have choices, and it's you. You have to make the right choice. The United Progressive Party, this redeemed theme, that is the right choice. Freedom. We all came through this last 2 years, since 2020 and 2021. And we have had this COVID situation. Recall the mandates and the authoritative responses, taking away your choices. This UPP is a party of choice. The way we would have managed that is even those people who are a little reluctant to take the vaccine. You need to have consultation with them. Speak to them. Encourage them. Get professionals to speak to them to alleviate their fears. The other organization, you have to do this or you can't work. You have to do it or you can't eat. You can't go to school. Thank you. This UPP is about choices. We give choices. We are about freedom. We give freedom. We are about the right choice. You make the right choice. This wicked rump government, it's time for them to go. We went through the budget, and one thing about a budget, it is well and good just to look at the prospective figures, the proposed figures. But the real meat is the actual figures, the audited report for the year before. I have had a chance to read the last audited report, 2018. And I have never seen an audited report that bad. Never. Each and every account that the auditor audited, it gave a negative opinion. Either you cannot find the figures, or they're wrong, or they're unlawful spending. Each and every time the auditors say, I cannot say it is fair. I cannot say these figures are fair. Or I could not find anything to support the figures. Or they're plainly wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, in the United Progressive Party, when we have the budget, we are going to balance the budget. We are going to look for what is wrong, and we're going to make everything right. And so I said to you as I part, 2 groups are going to come to you, in St. Mary South as well as in St. Philip South, in rural East and in rural West. 2 is going to come to you. Never mind the fringe one. 2 are going to come to you. You have to make the choice. You have to make the choice. Choose the one that is going to work for you. Choose the one that cares about you. Choose the one that's going to make your life better. Choose the one that is going to look after the poor. Choose the one that's going to look about your needs and your children's needs. Choose the one who wants to give education to our children. And leave those to self-enrichment. Throw them to the corridor. God bless. Peace to all.
Yes, 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 yes! Level me hand! Yes, man! Let me hear those hands! Hold your hands! Because I'm going to bring on another person right now! You know, he's energetic, he's ready!
And he's coming up against a person. Nobody taller than he. I want you to put your hands and help me welcome Brother Jonathan Joseph to the podium. Let me hear those hands.
Can you get a beating? Long and overbearing. Out the hand for too long. Can you get
Yes, man.
Walking up the King's Highway, walking up the King's Highway, walking up the King's Highway. Walking up the King's Highway, walking up the King's Highway, walking up the King's Highway. It's a highway to heaven. None can walk up there, but the pure in heart. It's a highway to heaven. Walking up the King's Highway, walking up the King's Highway, walking up the King's Highway, walking up the King's Highway. Well, listen.
Good night, Blue Nation. Good night, St. Mary's South, St. Mary's North. Honk your horn. Jonathan is here. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. It is good to be among citizens and friends this evening. I want to say to you, I spoke last week, but I have to come and say something this evening. I want to say to the people of St. Mary's South, you have got to elect Brother Cartwright Marshall. You have got to elect the good Marshall. You have got to get rid of the vagabonds. The fact that you are here tonight is an indication that you desire better. It's an indication that you want what is best for this country. And so tonight I'm here to say to you that the United Progressive Party, we stand ready to make things better in Antigua and Barbuda. Honk your horn. The United Progressive Party, we are about change. We are about change. Change that will improve the lives of the citizens of Antigua and Barbuda. I'm here to let you know that the team to redeem, we stand ready. We stand ready to bring about meaningful change in Antigua and Barbuda. If you believe me, honk your horn. I want to say to you that we know that you are hurting, and the United Progressive Party, we feel your pain. We know that our young people, that you are desperate for jobs. What does this administration have to offer you? Nothing. No job, no plans for jobs for our young people who are suffering the most. We have just about 35% unemployment, most of which are our young people. But I want to say to you that the United Progressive Party, with our plans that we have, the new industries that we will introduce to Antigua and Barbuda, I want to say to you that you will be working again. Jobs will come. Get yourselves ready. Retool yourself, because jobs will come. I want to say to you, brothers and sisters, I want to say to you that in a time when unemployment is above 35%, cabinet members are asking for an increase. It is shameful. Not only shameful, it is wickedness. It is evil to the core. We must get rid of them. We must get rid of them. And that is why we have to elect Brother Cartwright Marshall. We have to elect Brother Harold Lover. We have to elect Brother Richard Lewis. We have to elect Brother Serpent Algernon Watts. We have to elect, I'm saying to you, St. Mary's North. You have to elect Jonathan Joseph, because with Jonathan Joseph, you can. Let me hear you say it. Yes, we can. With Jonathan. Yes, we can. With Jonathan. I want to tell you that Deliverance Day is coming. Deliverance Day is coming. Hope is coming. Hope is on the way. Hope is on the way. Victory is assured. Victory is assured. But I want to say to those of you who have not been registered, you're feeling the pain too. You're feeling the hurt. But you have got to go and get yourself registered. You have to be part of the change. St. Mary's South, you have to be part of the change. Elect Brother Cartwright Marshall. Send Carty to Parliament. Send Carty to Parliament. My time is up. My time is up. But we can. We can. We can. We shall. We shall. We will. With Brother Harold Lover as our political leader, the next Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. Goodbye. I love you. St. Mary's South. St. Mary's North. One love.
Let me hear you make some noise. Yes. Not just the second blow. The third. Somebody said, oh yes, I have an announcement to make. Please make sure you stay off the pitch. Don't walk, drive, run, or traffic on the pitch. Thank you. Somebody tell me, but tell Brother Cartwright, don't worry about Samantha. Serpent got her covered. Let me bring this wonderful lady to the podium to talk to you. She's a gem. She's a jewel. She's an inspiration. Put your hands together and help me welcome to the podium Sister Dr. Cleon Attil.
It is my decision to achieve my vision, to be the best I can be. It's my mission. I am on wicked people. We don't study evil. For them try to hold me down, I could never come back. To achieve my vision.
Calling St. Mary's people. Good night, everybody. Good night. Calling all patriots. Calling all Antiguans and Barbudans. Whether you born here, whether you bang water, come here. Gather up. Pull in. Because plenty for talk about. St. Paul's people, pull up, pull in. We got plenty for talk about. So let's go. Let's go. Tonight I have 3 things to talk about. Corruption, which is the most serious problem we have in Antigua and Barbuda. Vexing issues in St. Paul's. And I want to talk to you about our development plan in St. Paul's. Now corruption, all of us know that it is alive and well. Some of you listen to the big issues and you would have heard one of the greatest proponents of good governance across the Commonwealth talking about Antigua and Barbuda rich, but the people are poor. Now we don't have to look too far. We don't have to look too far at all. The pandemic has exposed the nasty truth about Antigua, and it's ugly. Poverty is real.
Poverty is real. The people are struggling. They can't make ends meet. They can't buy basic food items. They can't pay rent. Nothing to go on for plenty are we. But hey, plenty go on for PM Brown and company. Just last week after the expose about the huge rent, PM Brown came to the public to sanitize and rationalize the fact dripping off his son, saying his son earning $40,000 a month is not a sin. He think we're stupid. Remember, this same son got taxpayers' money to fund his schooling at Monroe? Hey, and within a year, he got prime state land, and flipped it and pocketed millions. Now that may not be sin, but it reeks of corruption. Friend, listen to me. This is a serious issue, and we must take it seriously. We must take it very seriously, because when there is corruption, poor people suffer. Corruption hurt poor people the most. So when PM Brown instructs his ministers to enrich themselves creatively, when they take his advice and have businesses and have people fronting for them, remember, it's corruption, and corruption hurt poor people more than anybody else. Remember the e-book? Y'all remember the e-book? Millions gone to Guasa, and children, people picnic during the pandemic have no device, and no plenty of them lagging. Their life chances gone. When PM Brown uses his position to direct state resources to a thiefdom, his farm and his this and his that, this is corruption. This is corruption, using his public office for private gain. Now that is the definition for corruption. And anyone who is not part of the thiefdom, even the LP supporters, they're sucking salt just like the rest of us. So on election day, we're going to stamp on Gaston. We're going to stamp on Gaston to stamp out corruption. Yes, we're going to stamp them out. We're going to stamp them out. Now, I want all of you to stay woke. Stay woke like the people in residence in St. Paul, who we know that one over there, we're going to give him his walking ticket just now. He's going to get his walking ticket. The eyes on him, and the eyes to the ground, and the ears cocked too. And they say, they're getting the weapon ready. They're getting the weapon ready. They tell me they're tired of the jump up. They're tired of the beer. They're tired of the rum. And the money not working. In fact, one young man told me, Tal, man, Tal, we need more than herb. We need more than herb. The residents are fed up. They're fed up. They're tired of failed promises and slick talking. They ask me for talk for them. Talk for them. Talk about the road. Talk about the bad road behind Mr. Fleming. Talk about the collapsed road on Millionaire Alley and the poor barber a lose business. The people on Millionaire Alley cry out, what happened to Ari? The New Village people say, keep your eye off our land. Keep out the Chinese. Keep them out our face. The people in the English Harbor saying, what happened to the land in Middle Ground? Oh, Lord Jack, from Liberta, Tyrrells to Roman Hill and Hamlet and Green Hill, to English Harbor, Piccadilly and Macpan, the whole constituency, people are crying for water. They're tired cutting their sleep for catch water. And when they look up on the hill, the tank surrounded by bush, the same tank that UPP put in place, the ALP administration failed to deploy. Bad-mindedness hurt just like corruption. And the residents know too well because they're hurting. They say, good God, Jack, what happened to Ari? What happened to the long-promised polyclinic? We're tired of the dirty clinic in Liberta. It's dingy, it's dilapidated and under-resourced. But they say, Lord, the nurses, they work hard. They're sorry for them. They say, fix the damn clinic. Fix the clinic and give away our polyclinic. And the young people say that they want job. They're tired home and I do nothing. They want job. And the weekly envelopes that find their way in their hands, not cutting it no more. The young people say, treat us with respect. have regard for us, take us seriously. They want me to talk about their need to own a piece of the rock, and then I want to go to no minister for no paper, for take to chopper. We have plenty to talk about, plenty things to talk about, and plenty vexness to walk about in Liberta. Plenty vexness and vexness to walk about. A young man saw me and beckoned to me. He said, come, come. When I approached him, he said, let me tell you something. Make a vote for you. And I love what you're doing in the community. And let me tell you something more. You got plenty vex vote. And I say, vex vote? He said, yes, plenty people vex. They vex. They vex about plenty things. Then they vex about the big building in the corner. He says, something fishy about that. And I say, we're going to do it another time. Another time for that. But in St. Paul's, we know we deserve better. We deserve better. And we know that we can use our collective power to build our community. So we have been strategizing. We have been in lots of things in St. Paul's. And some of the ideas have already meshed into some wonderful community initiatives that are addressing real-time problems in real time. Our community engagement is changing the community spirit, and residents loving the feeling of coming together and working together. That's empowerment. That's how you build community. Discussions are about the vision for community they want to see. And we have developed a comprehensive development plan. There's a lot of emphasis on agriculture and tourism and micro-business and sport and folk culture. Our community plan identifies the yachting sector and underscores this as a major contributor to national economy. Consequently, attention must be paid to supporting infrastructure to include upgrades in our road network, modernization of the education plant, the establishment of the polyclinic, long overdue, and the restoration of our heritage sites. Our community plan is transformational, and as such it calls for development of all our people. Here we pay attention to maternal health, child care, daycare, early childhood education, and for our youth we are talking about skills development and mentorship and mental health. And for our elderlies, we are proposing initiatives that promote intergenerational linkages. The young people and the poor people and the old people coming together to work together, to support and respect each other. And we're paying attention to all kinds of health, mental health, and so forth. The ultimate goal of the development plan is establishment of thriving communities characterized by social cohesion. People coming together and working together. We pay attention to social spaces, establishing recreational parks, neighborhood beautification, sanitation, safety, and the establishment of neighborhood management councils. Now that is empowerment. Big up the people. Improvement in community health will be achieved through a comprehensive nutrition, sport, and mental health programs. Provision will be made for residents to own their own homes and secure peace of the rock. Now that too is empowerment. The issue of housing is of such great importance to our young people that our young people are already saying that they can do things about that and are having bright ideas such as a youth building brigade where they come together and fix the houses in the community. That's the young people. That's what they're saying. The call has been made for consistent water supply through the full engagement of the desalination plant at Pigeon Point, properly linked to several catchments strategically placed around the community. Additionally, there's a call for the management of our forest and our blue spaces. This is the St. Paul's we wish to see. This is the St. Paul's we wish to see. Strong, united, safe, productive. That is our legacy. Our choice. Vote Cleon Athel. Right choice. Vote PP, UPP. The right choice. Big up yourself. You're going to do the right thing. Vote UPP. Good night, everybody.
Can you get a meeting? Run up over bumpers and style. You can run, but you just
One protocol observed. Follow the protocol. To the leader.
Antigua.
All right, love.
At the edge of my consciousness, I put my weary mind to rest. In a little lovely cottage, in a calm subconscious village, traveling down the corridors of my mind, holy mirrors of all lifetime, reflection after reflection of life in the past. Voices after voices coming back from the dark, they saying, never again should the ALP receive another mandate to run this country. No, hear the voices. No, never again should we nation be by a megalomaniacal regime. No, I hearing voices. No, hardship and poverty, 28 years of misery, wrongs was laid and for all to see. No, 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 tell them Spencer. No, and Chakuaka. No. Deep down in my consciousness, many other voices sound in distress. How red whip and discard this land, they left us at the brink of oblivion. When they take the dough from the treasury finances to move fat from them belly, side of a built and is heading nowhere. See them those workers, public workers hardly could get paid. That was really bad, real bad. Never again should the ALP receive another mandate to run this country. No, I'm hearing voices. No, never again should we nation be by a megalomaniacal regime. No, I'm hearing voices. No, hardship and poverty, 28 years of misery, wrongs was made and for all to see. No, tell them Spencer. And Chakuaka.
Serpy! St. George's. Let me tell you something now. Coming clean! Serpy's on the scene.
My consciousness, forgetfulness setting in at best. Remember the selling of the airport land, and then Island did not give today to hand. They never give a damn about this country. Check the records on national security and former school teachers, CBH workers, nurses at Halbert, and they could tell you how the treatment was bad, real bad. Never again should the ALP receive another mandate to run this country. No, I'm hearing voices. No, never again should we nation be by a megalomaniacal regime. No, in the voices. No, hardship and poverty, 28 years of misery, the wrongs was great and for all to see. No, tell them Spencer. No, tell them Chakuaka. Yeah. This is a warning and not a threat. State it at rest, Antigua is blessed. And if progress is a must, I will shout it out, my nation comes first. Calling the patriotic ones of this land, let us all unite and right the wrongs for those that stole from we nation for personal gain. The wheels of justice slowly is turning, those that spoil we name. Oh, never again should the ALP receive another mandate to run this country. Oh! No, hear them voices. No, never again
should we nation be by a megalomaniacal regime? I hearing voices, hardship and poverty, 28 years of misery, wrongs out blatant for all to see. Tell them, Spencer. Oh gosh, Antigua, listen to me. We the end of the road. We the end of the road. Anything after this, right? Count yourself out the picture. Thank you very much. Sir, again. St. George's representative. I'm here to tell you the truth. St. George's representative in truth. Long awaited.
Black Mary, ladies and gentlemen.
Those that fight me. Yeah, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death? Shadow of death. I fear no one but the Father, only He give me the life and breath.
I want to hear your horns honking. I want to see your flags waving. I want to see you jumping. Because I'm going to bring on the next speaker. Let me tell you something. Then give them the whole quarry because I'm ready. I want you to tell me if the Labour Party is crazy. Them crazy are all crazy people up there. So hear what? Since the good people on this side, let me take this opportunity to bring on the man that is going to be the right choice for St. Peter's. Brother Tavon, Harriet, make me hear you make some noise.
Wicked people, we don't study evil. The mother tried to hold me down, I could never crumble. It is my decision to achieve my vision. To be the best I can be, it's my mission. Solid as a rock, from the day we born. Set up roadblocks, but we still trod on. We not backing down, never. We keep pushing on. To the top, we must reach, we are.
Good evening, St. Mary South. And a special good evening to the people of St. Peter. Big up to the Bolans football team. Big up man like Peter Byers. Tonight, I'm going to talk about the need for change in the system for young people. During this pandemic, the young people have been affected more than adults in this country. Young women in this country have been affected more than young men. Unless there is some structure in place in this country, the financial struggles of young people will get worse. Many of our youths today bear the scars of the world economic crisis that we faced in 2009. In Antigua and Barbuda, we have an outdated educational system, and the lack of training, microfinancing, and mentorship opportunities to help the people in Antigua and Barbuda are scarce. Listen, financial stress will only lead to mental and emotional stress. Look at the stats. Look at last year. How many suicides we had? Given how fragile and uncertain the recovery of this economy is, we are going to need some specific programs and policies to address the need of our youth. Youth employment and youth empowerment must be made a priority. The United Progressive Party will make the youth a priority. We are the right team and the right choice. We have young entrepreneurs, like the entertainers in this country, who are being told that they can't have any fets. They can't make a living. They can't feed their families. Yet still, 4 or 5 days ago, during the ICC Under-19 World Cup, there was a big celebration at the Servian Richard Stadium. A party which held more than 200 people. Now we're telling the FET program promoters that we can't have any FETs. Yet still, we have a big celebration there. Mr. Prime Minister, if it's no cross the boat, I will accept that. But we're giving favoritism. I will not defend that. Tavon Peter Harriet will continue to advocate for all the young people in Antigua and Barbuda. We will provide entrepreneurship programs, vocational training, on-the-job training, and career counseling and mentorship.
We want to improve the capabilities of our youth and create enabling environment. Young people need a decent income. We also need to build capacity for parents, teachers, employers, non-profit leaders, and government agencies to change the entire system. It is the only way to ensure that we can help our youth find rewarding jobs and lucrative opportunities. The United Progressive Party will ensure that we give our youth the support they need. We are the right team and the right choice. As a sportsman, I must say how deeply disturbed and hurt I am by the current administration in regards to sports. Sports is usually the most critical tool that engages the youth. It keeps them grounded, it relieves stress, and most of all, it makes them happy. Being inside for this long because of the pandemic, many of the youths were looking forward towards sports as a jumpstart to ignite their respective lives. However, that has not been the case. Does this government really know how important sports can develop the young people in this country? As a footballer, I've traveled the world. I've been to Japan, China, Egypt, Vietnam, Trinidad, you name it. The facilities that I've been to, comparing those here in Antigua and Barbuda, we are to be ashamed of ourselves. That is the reason why we are losing our elite athletes. They travel to Jamaica, to the United States to go to training because we don't have the facilities in Antigua and Barbuda. That should not be the case. We call ourselves an economic powerhouse. Where's the powerhouse? I ask anybody to show me where is the powerhouse. During our schools, there's no programs in the grassroots system. We have no programs to identify the youths who are coming up 2 or 3 years from now. There's no programs in place to help our elite athletes financially. We have elite athletes who are on Facebook begging money to go fund me. That should not be the case. We have a Ministry of Sports here. We have the NOC here. We should be financing our elite athletes to ensure that they apply their trade properly. I say, with the United Progressive Party, we will ensure that our elite athletes are taken care of. We will provide the assistance needed to help apply their trade. In my constituency, in St. Peter, the neglect for that constituency over 70 years. Look, St. Peter, I plead to you, please make the right choice come election. We've been neglected for 70-odd years. You've been loyal to the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party and have gotten nothing in return. We cannot do the same thing again and expect a different result. United Progressive Party with Tavon Peter's Harriet is the only choice, is the right choice for Antigua and Barbuda. The United Progressive Party prioritizes youth, and I am a living example of that. We will have development youth centers, which will focus on teaching essential life skills, such as farming, first aid, mechanical engineering, electrical services, landscaping, and entrepreneurial startup classes. We will also provide classes where you can help mold young men and young women into better individuals for society. We will be offering services which can help those who have experienced trauma, abuse, and neglect at their respectable homes. Other classes will include etiquette, hygiene, how to carry themselves as elegant young ladies and young men. For the guys, we'll provide a system to help them with father programs, many of who haven't had fathers in their early lives. Many of our youths today just want to become a proper person in life. They want to feel loved. They want to feel appreciated. And most of all, they want some attention. The United Progressive Party is the only party who will ensure that our youths are taken care of. We are the right team and the right choice. The only how this country can regain some value, the only how the youths of today can see their way in Antigua and Barbuda is to select the United Progressive Party come election day. There's no other way. The United Progressive Party is the right team and the right choice. In my constituency, I've started programs already in opposition. We have a part called the Beauty Spot Program. So far, I've given them 4 benches, started school programs. Every afternoon, students go there. They go there and ply their trade, do their homeworks. In the future, we'll be adding internet services there. We'll be adding television there. The United Progressive Party is a people-first party. We make things happen. And the United Progressive Party is the right team, the right choice. Again, I plead to the people of St. Peter. You've been neglected for 70-odd years. I walk the community daily. I canvass to the constituency. The only way, the right way, is the United Progressive Party. With Tevon Harriet being a representative, we will rediscover some form of life. We will discover some form of hope. The only way we can see that is to select the United Progressive Party. We have been the party, the people's first party, and we will continue to be that. People of St. Peter and people of Antigua and Barbuda, I urge you, Brother Cartwright Marshall is the only way. He's the only Marshall for St. Mary South. The only way we can see progress in this constituency is to select Brother Cartwright Marshall. The only choice, the right team, the right party. United Progressive Party will ensure we will bring back some value to Antigua and Barbuda. We will ensure that pensioners are being paid. We will ensure that livelihood are being taken care of. United Progressive Party is the right team, the right choice for Antigua and Barbuda. St. Peter, I'm waiting for you. Tevon Peters Harriet is coming. The right team, the right choice, the only choice. Good night and thank you.
Nobody call me, nobody call me. Let me come to football. Hey,
I want to hear you make some noise. You see ya? You see it here? Serpent! Let me call Serpent to the... Serpent, come here, come here, come here! Serpent, come here! All this bull but never did. When you reach down there, I want you to give it to fans. Because you have a drop it on cutie. Just hold a bullbud for me and make sure you give it to Dean proper. Come in clean. Let me hear you make some noise. And while you're making noise, let me bring on the next speaker. Let me bring on the next speaker. Brother Richard Lewis. Let me hear you make some noise. Somebody give the bullboard.
When I made my departure, all you get together. Onion in the quarter.
Yes! Good evening, St. Mary South, the Republic of St. Mary South. Good evening to the residents of St. John's Rural West. Good evening, Antigua and Barbuda. I am here tonight to lend support to my fellow candidate, Cartwright Marshall, a man who has been in the trenches in this constituency, a man who has a passion for the well-being of the people of St. Mary's South. I've rubbed shoulders with him for 20 plus years in this political journey. All his adult life, he has been fighting to better the lives of the people of the South. He's committed to the cause of the people of the South. He's committed to the cause of the United Progressive Party and the people of Antigua and Barbuda. Last election, it was a whisker, skin of the teeth. This time, he's coming home. I have no doubt about that. Here you have a man who has been fighting for the people for many years. And now it is his time to represent you in the House of Parliament. The South has produced this brilliant mind, and it is time to put him to work for you. Vote Cartwright Marshall and United Progressive Party. Every time we talk, he articulates his passion for the development of his people in St. Mary's South. He has articulated his plans for agriculture, education, micro and small businesses, housing, social development, and the like. His plans are progressive and must be implemented in the interests of all the people. I know where his heart is, and I stand here with a high level of confidence in Courtright Marshall and ask you, the people of St. Mary's South, to rally with Courtright and the UPP. Vote your son of the soil. Vote your son of the South. Vote Courtright Marshall, the right choice for St. Mary's South. I know the people of Rural West will be sending me to Parliament, and so I want you to send Courtright Marshall to Parliament so we can walk side by side to represent in the UPP administration. Rural West, we're staying focused. They can send whoever they want. It doesn't matter. The harder they come, the harder they fall. We demand proper representation. The people say they need a representative who knows, who they know will be there for them the entire period one is elected to serve. It cannot be that you go missing in action for 4 years and then at the last minute you come and show your face. That is shameful and wanton neglect of the people. It is heartless, and the voters of Rural West will not stand for that. Constituents of St. John's Rural West, you know, and you keep saying that the Labour Party MP and current candidate have treated you with neglect. They presided over the worst performance by any MP in the history of Rural West. Shame on them. They left you hanging, and I had to pick up the pieces. I had to pick up the slack from day one. Now is the perfect time to turn the tables on them. Run them when they come. Treat them with the neglect that they deserve. They've stressed the life out of you. Now it's your time to stress the life out of them. Run them when they come. Imagine the people hire the MP as the security guard over a community, and he and his accomplices watch others come into the community and take everything that we have. We have to fire them. We have to fire them. Tell them when they come. Tell them check you when they can give account for a community center. Tell them check you when they can give account for a school. Tell them check you when they're ready to ask for forgiveness for supporting Gaston's vaccine mandate. Tell them check you when they're ready to apologize for calling the people of St. John's Rural West idiots. Tell them check you when they can explain why they neglected Keeling Point, and one day Keeling Point pier fell in, sending countless residents into the cold sea. Tell them check you when we can once again get regular water supply. Tell them check you when they're ready to do the work that the people have elected them to do. Make them answer you. Ask them why they have nothing to show. Make them confess that they've done nothing for the people of St. John's Rural West. I met a constituent 2 days ago who reminded me how wicked Gaston-bound Labour Party is to the members of the non-national community. She said she'll never forget the doubling of the work permit fees. She'll never forget the raising of the application fee by 1,000%. And for that and more, on election day, she'll be voting Richard Lewis and the UPP all the way. Another constituent called me and was enraged. She lamented the fact that the Gaston-bound Labour Party sent her and her daughter home for 2 months without pay with the vaccine mandate. She said the government testing sites don't function well, and so she and her daughter have to dish out $600 every month for testing just to keep their jobs. This is real hardship, and for this and more, she says she and her daughter will be voting Richard Lewis and the UPP all the way come election day. The people of Rural West have said to me, Richard, we know election is coming because we see them coming around, the sugar cake gang coming around, doing a little cleaning here and there. So we know election is coming. But it's too late. It is too late for them. We don't want that kind of representation. And so the people say, they're rolling with Richard They say we're rolling with you. It's you we see. It's you we know. I am ready to take my steady and devoted service to the people to another level. I'm ready to take back our community from the brink of Labour Party disaster. So under Richard Lewis and the United Progressive Party, we will return the community centre to the people of St. John's Wood West. And I have a letter here that I wrote to the Attorney General, January 6th, outlining our concerns with the community centre and that we want it back, waiting for a response from him. We will ensure that there's a music academy established in St. John's Wood West. We will ensure that there's regular and systematic cleaning and washing of the drains and gutters. We will ensure that there's timely repair of the road network. This and more we will do with the right party running Antigua and Barbuda, the United Progressive Party. It's the only choice. It's the right choice, the United Progressive Party. Citizens and residents of Antigua and Barbuda, when election is called, go out and vote. When you go out to vote, remember how you and your children suffered because of the vaccination mandate. Remember who forced you to put something in your body that you didn't want. Remember who tear-gassed you for standing up for your right for free choice. Remember the suffering pensioners. Remember those who enriched themselves while you had to live hand to mouth and scarcely that. Remember the 1,000% increase in the work permit application fee and other increases. Remember the pain and suffering you have endured. Vote for change. Vote the United Progressive Party. It is the right choice. To the residents of rural West, I know you have many choices, but I know you will make the right choice and vote Richard Lewis and United Progressive Party. And you know we have a leader. We have a leader, the next Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. And we want you, the people of Antigua and Barbuda, to send Harold Level to the Parliament once again. Harold Level, the next Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. So I say to you again, vote United Progressive Party. Vote Richard Lewis in St. John's Wood West. I remain your advocate, your believer, champion, defender, and friend. Rural West to the bone. Rural West to the bone. Hashtag homegrown. I am the right choice for St. John's Rural West. May God bless you, the wonderful constituents of St. Mary's South. May God bless you, the wonderful constituents of St. John's Rural West. May God bless you, the wonderful people of Antigua and Barbuda. Until I come again, thank you and good night. God bless you.
Nobody cool me, nobody cool me, nobody cool me. Let me come full but man. Nobody cool me, nobody cool me, nobody cool me. Let me come full but man. Hey, uncle, what's your weapon? Hey, uncle, make some noise. Hey, uncle, what's your weapon? You don't put your foot. Somebody pass the bullball. Why more than you? You do the moon. You must have been family.
You know.
What will you give me? But I'm gonna spy you.
I see that you're having a wonderful time, and we're going to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
I listened today.
The Black Panther.
I listened today. And I hear.
Black Panther the right man.
I hear him take on everybody on the government side. And he have Gaston Brown happen. He couldn't shut up in the parliament. He want to comment on everything. He wants everything. But don't worry about it. You're going to have plenty for say when the right time come. So help me. Help me. Blow your horn. Blow your horn. Blow your horn. Blow your horn. And help me. Bring on. Brother Jamal. Bring on.
The Black Panther ain't no joke. The man come to fulfill the promises. Pandemic premises for all of the entrepreneurs. And to the youth them in a sports. Make them know you got the full support. And come and bring back humanity in the community and build back all we bought so. And the right man, yes. Black Panther the right man. Pringle the right man, yes. Black Panther the right man. Jamal, the Black Panther, the true superhero. You know you're inevitable.
Good night, St. Mary's South. I bring greetings from the Garrison constituency of All Saints East and St. Luke. Brothers and sisters gathered here and listening. Today was a long day for me. And I'm fighting a nasty headache. But when I realized that we're moving south, I could not miss this for nothing. Because I have a message for the people of St. Mary's South, my neighbor. Because what happened in All Saints East and St. Luke affects the people in St. Mary's South. So I had to come here to give my brother Cartwright Marshall my full support as we look and we work hard to redeem Antigua and Barbuda. I am happy tonight to see the amount of young people present here. It shows that the people of St. Mary's South is in tune with what's happening, just like the people of All Saints East and St. Luke. So I am comforted knowing that on election day, Cartwright Marshall will be the person coming downtown with me. Brothers and sisters here in the South, we are fighting a serious, serious battle. We are fighting for our lands. And I'm calling on each and every young person under the sound of my voice. If you're not registered, make sure by Monday morning you're at the registration office. And if you don't have a ride, call Brother Cartwright, because the team is in place to ensure that we get each and every young person registered. Because it is important for you to protest against the Antigua Labour Party and their enrichment scheme. When you look at our young people who are trying to get a piece of land and they're telling you to go to your MP for a letter, brothers and sisters, they're trying to take away the independence of the people from the South. And we are not going to allow that. We are going to make sure when we are elected that check your minister policy will be no more. Because I will not serve under government that is encouraging persons to be dependent. We are not from that school, and we will never be. Brothers and sisters, they got in a fluke the last time, and you elected the wrong marshal. But I want to say to you, I'm confident that next time around, you will make the right choice, and the only choice, who is Brother Cartwright Marshall. And after today, they got so much licks in Parliament that immediately they dispatched public works out in All Saints East and St. Luke. We're not on no joke with the government. And I want to thank each and every one of my constituents for holding strain and supporting the cause and rise to the occasion when you're called upon. And I'm not going to stay much longer, but I want to encourage each and every one of you. We have to take back Antigua and Barbuda. You must be considered in everything that happens in Antigua and Barbuda. And that is what the United Progressive Party is promising you. No longer you're going to have a government that does things without your consent, and you are the ones that have to suffer at the end of the day. When they borrow $1.something million, we are the ones that have to pay it back. So brothers and sisters, let us be wise and let us stay focused. Let us on election day, we're voting for the UPP and Brother Cartwright Marshall all the way. Brothers and sisters, until I come again, I love all of you. We are all South people, and I love you. Good night. Nobody hold me. Nobody hold me. Nobody hold me. Let me come to full fun. Hey, uncle. Yes. Hey, uncle. Yes. Hey, uncle. You don't put your foot. Somebody pass.
Well, now we get the momentum going, and you're all hyped. Let me tell you something. I want to say a special good night to Brother Hilson Baptist. And I want to tell you that the man I'm bringing on now, the right marshal, you can't make no mistake this time. Let me hear you make some noise. Let me hear you make some noise as I bring on the man of the hour right now, Brother Cartwright Marshall.
Good night, St. Mary's South. Good night, people of Antigua and Barbuda. Are you ready to take your community back? Are you ready to take Antigua and Barbuda back? Yes, people, we are ready. We are ready to take that stand to save Antigua and Barbuda. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to the people of St. Mary's South and Antigua and Barbuda. Brothers and sisters, some 185 years ago, in 1736, our forefathers organized to make themselves the master of Antigua and Barbuda. To my mind, this is the task before us today, to organize, to agitate, to engage and mobilize for the democratic, collective, and peaceful transfer of power from the Antigua Labour Party to the United Progressive Party, the people of Antigua and Barbuda. The ALP, in 3 decades, 30 years, that they have managed the economy of this country since independence, used the natural resources of this country for their own self-enrichment. They have used the lands and Barbuda land and sand to enrich themselves as if it is their playpen. The people's assets are used for their self-enrichment and not to secure the life, liberty, and happiness of the people. Brothers and sisters, it is time for them to go. I can say without hesitation that I am committed to change the evil wicked, and criminal system of politics enforced and practiced by the Antigua Labour Party. This old and corrupt politics must be replaced by a new politics of ethics, of sharing, of giving and caring. A politics that will make the lives of our people better. My life has always been one of struggle for and behalf of the people of St. Mary's South, the people of Antigua and Barbuda, and the Caribbean, and wherever people struggle for liberty, equality, and self-determination. And for my commitment, brothers and sisters, to empower and liberate the people of Bolans, the people of Crabs Hill, the people of Johnson's Point, the people of Erlins. As a result of my struggle, the ALP government refused to employ me from 1987 to 2004. And again from 2009 to the present time. However, I stand here tonight proud of my record, proud of the sacrifice that I've made for and behalf of the people struggling against discrimination, for justice, liberty, and self-determination. And so I cannot be satisfied when you, my people, are suffering. I cannot be happy when you are deprived of your fundamental right to choose, to picket, to demonstrate. I cannot rejoice when you're oppressed and your right to liberty, freedom, justice, and human well-being is being trampled or stifled. It was Desmond Tutu who said, "My humanity is bound up with yours, so we can only be human together." And so whether you're born in Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, Guyana, St. Vincent in the Caribbean, or the US or Canada in North America, the UK, France, or Germany in Europe, or anywhere else in the world, your struggle is my struggle. Your freedom is my freedom. Your happiness is my happiness. And so together, we can make life better for all. Together, we can deliver pride and restore hope to this small and blessed nation, state of Antigua and Barbuda. But let us make no mistake. Let us have no illusion. Our dream to make our communities, the St. Mary's South constituency, a better place requires new leadership and new vision. A leadership that also listens to the views of the people and act in the interests of the people. There is no doubt that the Redeemed team, the progressive men and women of the United Progressive Party, under the leadership of Brother Harold Lovell, is the solution to the leadership crisis in this country today. I am happy to be one of the leaders, capable, transparent, trustworthy, and visionary. But there's also need for a strategic plan and policy directed to change in this country. Through history, great leaders have crafted visions of collective future to inspire action. I am happy tonight to present to the people of the St. Mary's South constituency a new vision, the Round South Initiative for Sustainable Empowerment RISE. There is an old saying, where there is no vision, the people perish. Today, we find ourselves again in need of such a vision. Let us rise together. RISE, this creative people and community initiative, will provide the foundation for sustainable, resilient, and flourishing St. Mary's South community. It will provide opportunities for people, community, and business to thrive. Tonight, I will tell you just a little bit of the economic pillar of RISE, the people's economy. Under the UPP Economic Development and Transformation Policy, development is about people, not GDP, not profit, but the well-being of the people and the sustainability of our planet. As such, under RISE, special focus would be placed on job creation. Our program, be it in agriculture, tourism, the creative economy, or the blue economy, will be centered on providing meaningful employment opportunities for all our people, not just supporters of UPP, but all our supporters, all the people in Antigua and Barbuda, ALP, DNA, Go Green. Our objective will be service, not self-enrichment. Brothers and sisters, it is very important for us to understand that according to the IMF, corruption deprives the people of millions of dollars in monetary value every year. Money that could be used by the government to pay pensioners, to provide economic stimulus in times of difficulties and hardship, to provide computers to school children, to provide scholarship to deserving national, and I can go on and on. But under the RISE program, we will build an inclusive economy and society where the skills, the talents, the education, the technical abilities, and experience of our people will be harnessed to facilitate productive involvement and to create a new and modern society. I would like to assure the people of the St. Mary's South constituency that this, what is happening now, could never happen under the United Progressive Party. The Progressive Party, the UPP, respect the rights of the people of Antigua and Barbuda. So under my stewardship, the rebuilding and revitalization of the agricultural sector will be the top of our development agenda. This will include saving our Antigua black pineapple at Case Bay, our tree crop production at Christian Valley. Our fisher folks will be given the necessary incentive and concession to improve and grow the sector. And the animal husbandry subsector will be positioned to play a meaningful role in the task of feeding our nation. Under our RISE, economic diversification will be not just a buzzword. Under the RISE program, I will introduce programs to diversify the St. Mary's South economy by building a booming manufacturing sector. The RISE plan will provide the facilitative environment to support a strong indigenous manufacture sector. This will include agro-processing to transform our abundant mangoes, guava, tamarind into juices, nectars, ice cream, yogurt. Our transformed agriculture, including agro-processing and livestock sector, will stop the leakages of millions of dollars every year, according to Gaston Brown in his 2022 budget presentation, to import food that our farmers, our fisher folks, and our livestock producers can supply to local consumers, the hotel and the restaurant industry. Brothers and sisters, I just want to mention a few points about my constituency Connect empowerment program for our youth. Our young people is the single most important group in our constituency. They represent the constituency's potential to transform our economy and to reposition our country from a middle income status to high income status. As such, we will ensure that we introduce programs and plans that will facilitate the creative empowerment of our young people, not only to receive jobs, but also we will refence the Bolans playing field for the people of this community. We will also ensure, brothers and sisters, that we introduce after-school classes for our young people. We will provide scholarships for the people of the St. Mary's South constituencies. Together, brothers and sisters, I have no doubt that with our RISE program, the St. Mary's South constituency will once again become the type of society that our people will be proud to live, work, and raise their children and their grandchildren. Together we can make the difference. Together we will make the difference. Together we will deliver hope and restore pride to our constituency. UPP is the right choice. Vote UPP. Vote Harold Lovell. Vote Cartwright Marshall. Vote the team. Good night and thank you.
Yes! You know, let me hear you make some noise. Let me hear you make some noise. The pressure so serious. Every party decide to take out the current, but them no know, don't plan for them. We have backup, and we have backup to the backup. So they don't have to worry. They don't have to worry. They can't stop this trend. UPP is the right choice. Let me take this opportunity. Let me take this opportunity and ask you to blow your hands. Keep the music going, play. Blow your hands. Blow your hands. Fans, take out the bullboard. Serpent, share the bullboard. Let me bring on the man, the United Progressive Party political leader. Help me bring on the man, the Honorable Harold Lovell.
Well, good night to the people of Bolands. If you come from round south, let me hear you say yay! Crab Hill Posse! Johnson Point Posse! Erlin's Posse! Bolands! Anybody come from Bolands? All right then. Look! I was here on Sunday afternoon. I was here. We did a walk through. And we were down by West Palm Beach. And look, it saddened me. Because I remember when we were in government. And we came up with a plan. Brother B was the representative then. That we would get funding to deal with the flooding problem down in West Palm Beach. And I was so sad when I spoke to the folks down in that area that nothing has been done under this administration. When we did it, it was in 2011, 2012. And we put all the plans in place. When we left office in 2014, we already had the plans for West Palm Beach. We had the plans for over by Martin's Village. And we had the plans for over by Fort Road, McKinnon's. Well, I see they come over by me and they're taking all kind of praise. But let them know those plans were already in place when they came there. What they like to do is take false praise. Anything good, them they. Anything that they feel not so good, a UPP. They want to put everything that is good on their plate. Yesterday now, I see a picture with Minister of Education and Prime Minister and Samantha Marshall walking through the St. Mary's Secondary School. I wonder if they know where the money come from to even do that and who negotiate the money. Look, let me tell you, it was Sister Jackie Quinn when she was Minister of Education. She negotiated a loan. Well, it was actually a soft loan from the Caribbean Development Bank. And there were 3 schools. One was in Barbuda, the McChesney George School. And the other one was the Irene B. Williams School. And the third one was the St. Mary's School. Now, the reason why it took so long is because they had a lot of problems with the flooding, and anybody who come from this area would know that. And that is what delayed it. But when we left in 2014, the only thing that was left for them to do is to select the contractors. Everything else was in place. And it took them 8 years to get it done. And then they come and puppy show themselves, like if they do something. I am telling you, my brothers and sisters, the time for a change is now. And I want the people of St. Mary's South to give an unequivocal undertaking that the man for the job is none other than the Honorable Cartwright Marshall. He is the right Marshal. He is the only Marshal. He is the Marshal for the Marshal. Look, I hear they come with a budget. I don't know if you call it a fudget. I don't know if you call it a bluff budget. Somebody say a reject. Somebody else say a bounce budget. Look, let me just pull out one part of that and show you how they think in this country. Now, in 2010, the United Progressive Party government, we borrowed $101 million US dollars. Follow me. The interest rate was 1.1%. It meant, therefore, that in interest over 8 years, because that was the term, 8 years, we would have paid 88 million US. Sorry, 8 million. 8 million, follow me good. 8 million US or 20 million EC. So follow that. UPP. We borrow 101 million. Interest rate 1.1%. Over 8 years, we pay 8 million US in interest. That work out to be 20 million in EC. Okay, now, you have the so-called genius, the so-called bright spark, the one that say that he is the man that can fix the finances of this country. So he come to the people now, and he say he borrowed 200 million US. You follow me? 200 million. Interest rate 4.5% over 10 years. Interest 90 million US dollars or 240 EC dollars. Take out your calculator, take out your pen and paper. I want you to understand that they are trying to masquerade dunceness for brightness. We borrow 101 million and we end up and pay $20 million over 8 years. And they say, oh, love will mash up economy, love will this and love will that. So the bright man come now. He borrowed 200 at 4.5 and land Antigua people with an interest payment of 240 million EC dollars over 10 years. Facts. Check your budget. Can't doubt me with that. So I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, we need a change. We need a change. And I want you to understand that the United Progressive Party is ready for that change. You know, their approach to the cost of living is that they can't do anything about it. And the cost of living today is higher than it has ever been. I'm not saying it's our fault in Antigua, because transportation costs have gone up. Not only that, you have the price going up with the products. So those things happen. But we put a proposal on the table to help poor people in this country. We say we would reduce the import duty on food stuff that come into the country so poor people can eat. And in some cases we say we would eliminate the duty on food stuff to lower the prices. We say we would review the minimum wage so people can live. So the minimum wage becomes a living wage. I tell you, man, our record speaks for itself. Let me tell you how it goes. In 1981, the minimum wage was set at $6 an hour. 1981, $6 an hour. And between 1981 and 2004, when the Labour Party was booted out of office, they didn't touch the minimum wage. Between 1981 and 2004, one day young people, tell me how much he is that. Friends, how much he is that? How much? Plenty? You're getting out for that. Come again. How much that? 23. Oh, you see, Chester Bright. 23 years. Okay. They didn't touch the minimum wage. Now, in 2008, the UPP moved the minimum wage from $6 to $7.50. In 2013, we did another review of the minimum wage. And we moved it to $8.20. And we left it there for them. Because when the recommendation came in, it was early 2014. So we left it there. We said, look after the people of Antigua and Barbuda. We don't do all the hard work. We have already completed the review. And it took them 2 years to implement the new minimum wage. And they've been in power now for 8 years. And there has been no review of the minimum wage. We say a UPP administration within the first 100 days, within the first 100 days of a UPP administration, we will conduct through the Antigua and Barbuda Labor Code as provided by law a review of the minimum wage so that people can have a living wage. Oh God, man, cost of living too high. Poor people can't eat. The United Progressive Party, we are a people first party. And we say we will do a review of the minimum wage because only UPP ever touched minimum wage. The Labour Party is prepared to see people work for little or nothing and do nothing about it. Let me hear the horns for the UPP. But you see, them they comfortable. Wait, what happened to my shirt? Look, I hear all kind of remedy coming from over there. Oh my goodness me. Anyway, I can't repeat that. But I want to say, brothers and sisters, that the United Progressive Party, we feel your pain. We understand your pain. We know that better must come and that we can do better. And I want to understand what kind of heart these people have. You have a prime minister who will look at you and tell you, what is wrong if his son can make 30 and 40,000 a month? He said, that's just a little bit. The same one who, when he was going to college, have the heart to go and get the $5,000 from the Board of Education, robbing other people of the opportunity. And then he going now look at you and boast off. And going on like if, well, that is how ordinary people live. How much people in Antigua right now can say they pull in $30,000 and $40,000? When you're renting a place in Jennings and you have state insurance, pay your rent. You have medical benefits, pay your rent. You have APUA, pay your rent. What happened to everybody else? What happened to who have place to rent? How come they can't get nowhere to rent? Everything will go one place. You call it, what do you call it? The FFG. Family and Friends of Gaston. FFG. You have the FFG qualification. That's the only qualification you need to make it in Antigua. But if you're an ordinary, hard-working person, you can't make it. So I want to ask him, what about the unemployed people from Jolly Beach? You're not hard for them? Kalisha, no heart for you. Farmer Liat workers, Clarence, nothing for you. The employees of CAS, look, if this were Potters, I would have said something happened to my throat. Because I was talking perfectly. Look, Carty, you sure Potter man to come up here? Anyway, all I'm saying, the people of this country who are suffering, they want to change. They're fed up of the callousness of this prime minister. And we say, brothers and sisters, that the United Progressive Party, we are the progressive people in this country. We are the people with the heart. We are the people who say, people first. Oh, I can't wait for the day when I see the smiles on your faces again. I can't wait for the day when we walk hand in hand, knowing that there is a secure future for our children. I can't wait for the day when we will all sing together. Sing, the promised land is here. Oh, my brothers and sisters, I hope you feel it like I feel it. Tell me if you feel the need for change. If you feel the need for change, blow your horn. Oh my, if you feel the need for change. Oh my people, better days are coming. Better days are coming. The United Progressive Party, we are the right choice. We are the right choice. And for St. Mary's South, the Honorable Cartwright Marshall is the right choice. Forward ever, backward never. No retreat, no surrender. No retreat, no surrender. One love. And I want to bring on the final speaker, my brothers and sisters, the man from up by the east. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear it for the man who going fix Robin Yearwood, none other than Alex Brown, because this time around we voting Alex Brown.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. Good evening, St. Mary's South. I bring you greetings from all the wonderful people in the East. You know, they say the wise men came from the East. Some down here. But no, I may go back. Let me take the opportunity to thank all the persons who are here tonight, even in the rain. You are here to join the team with him on this rescue mission. Yes, UPP is the right choice. You know, I feel very comfortable in this neighborhood. Around the reform. My auntie Inez lives in the corner. And my other auntie Hetty Laps, the Johnson Point. So around there from. Around me from. Tonight, however, I am here supporting my brother Carty. You know, I refer to him as the cool ruler. The triple C. Cool, calm, and collective. And I want to say that on election day, we are voting Cartwright Marshall all the way.
You know, today, I listened to Brother Pringle in Parliament and was, oh boy, get goosebumps. This afternoon, I listened to some of the other marshal. And after her incoherent ramblings, I felt much dumber having heard her. And so I award her no points. And may God have mercy on her soul. Brother Carty, we are here to support you. Because we have to make sure that we get rid of these people who have been in this area for many, many years. You know, the place cold right now. Cold. And just this morning when me turn on the bed for getting like a hug up from the wife, she in the bed. When me listen, me hear my washing machine rumbling. The woman gonna wash at 3 o'clock this morning. Robin! You even a mash up people love life. Nobody can bed and you can't get nothing. Can you want to die? And you take her to come and down here tonight. But you know, one thing me must say. Thank you, my brother. One thing I will say, that I have lots of respect for my elders. But my partner may go down my baile. And he had a sudden. He had a sudden, man. So bring him up here. Bring him up here. Mr. DJ, just play the music here 1 minute till I got to write something from them. Mr. DJ, work with me. And nobody hold me. Nobody hold me.
Pass it one button, 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 level behind, level behind, level behind, level behind, level behind, level behind. Nobody cool me, nobody cool me, nobody cool me. Let me come this full but money. Nobody cool me, nobody cool me, nobody cool me. Let me come this full but money. Hey, Bunko, cause they want it. Hey, Bunko, cause they like it. Hey, Bunko. Somebody pass the bulbul. Why more than you? You put the moon. You must have been me. Why would you never me? But I'm gonna spy you. I do not spy you. That virgin will spy you. I saw you to spy you. Check this. Check that. Check this. Check that. Check this. Check that. It's time you get to.
Well, look. I am now calling on the Prime Minister to fire Robin. You have the whole country under siege. You can't get water. And you boldly said that come rain or drought, God have a sea. And we now gonna drought from when rain come. And you still have one job, Mr. Prime Minister. You fired Dean. No, poor Dean. You know, if from the country, that you beg back. So you go and beg back. He beg back. And now, whenever you call and you tell him to jump high, he say, how high, master? What I realize, Mr. Prime Minister, and I want to leave this with you, because it's obvious you have so much power, but so little leadership. I want to thank them for the opening of the Gladwell's Polyclinic. But oh Lord, the nurse and the ball murder. Because up then I had nothing to work with. Nothing. And you want to come to the people in St. Philip's North again? Robbing us again of our future? I said no. I said no way. Tonight, I am here supporting Brother Carty. I am here supporting Team UPP. We are the right choice. And under the leadership of Brother Howard Lovell, we, the United Progressive Party, is going to rescue this country. We're going to take it back from all the hooligans and the vagabonds and the wicked set of people, and we're going to boot them out, and we're going to put the bullets behind them. Remember, this time around, we're going east, or going back east, happy. But this time around, in St. Philip's North, we're voting for Alex Brown. Good night, Antigua, Barbuda, until we come again. Clap the bullbutt on them.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming. Drive safely. And as much as possible, use the east side. Use the exit on the east. Until we come again. Be safe. Be safe. Good night.